Sienna Miller, it is so wonderful to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
And talk about your amazing film that you're in which Clint Eastwood directed,
Yes.
American Sniper.
Yes, thank you. It's lovely to talk to you too.
How exciting. You play Taya Kyle, the wife of a Navy SEAL, Chris Kyle, who's Bradley Cooper. And it's their real life story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's an American hero, 4 tours of duty in Iraq, the most lethal sniper in U.S. military history. How did you prepare for the role of his wife?
You know, I started by reading the book American Sniper that Chris co-wrote, and then I met with Taya, who I play, and she was my oracle. She was incredible. We met first via Skype, and then when I got to LA to start shooting, we spent time together. And she kind of documented everything. She had all of their email correspondence from when he was on tours, and tons of video footage and source material. And just spending time with her was really invaluable.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's unusual to be able to do that.
I know, it's great. It was
really
great.
It is. And the film depicts her as this very strong woman who, she's desperately trying to help her husband find the emotional balance between his family and his duty to his country. Could you speak to that for a little bit?
You know, it's complicated because Chris is, his kind of priorities in life in this order were God, country, family. And Taya knew that and understood that. And he had a huge sense of duty to protect. And he knew that when he was at home and not in active combat, that there were people who are dying who he could probably save. And I think that's such a tough moral line to walk. And Taya, of course, understanding that those feelings, was at home trying to raise 2 children with a husband who was absent, and when he was home was just in a state of anxiety about not being able to help. And I think it's such a complicated position to be in. I really admire her resilience, and they had such a deep love for each other that they managed to sustain their relationship. It's just such a tragedy that he was murdered.
Yeah, well, your performance is fantastic. As
Thank
her,
you.
I think you portrayed it just beautifully.
Thank you so much.
And now you're a mother yourself.
Yeah.
How do you feel as an actress that you really could empathize possibly a little bit more about their relationship and his ties to family?
You know, I just know from my own experience of being a mother and having a daughter, those first few months after you give birth are really complicated, and you're not all there. I mean, some women maybe are better than others, but for me, I was, you're exhausted, you're sleep deprived. And she would have these babies, and then her husband would go off, and not only would he be absent, but he's in a situation where she didn't know whether he would survive every day.
Exactly.
And trying to raise 2 children. Right. It takes strength that I can't even imagine. And I know that it was complicated enough for me, even having help and my family around, and my boyfriend being a great dad.
Sure.
So just have huge respect for people in the military and their spouses and boyfriends and girlfriends.
Yeah, I felt like she was almost like the emotional backbone for him and of the film.
Oh, that's great.
I did.
That's awesome.
Strong character.
Thank you.
It's really great. What do you hope people take away from the film?
I hope that people, whatever their politics, whichever way they lean, come away from this film with a desire to maybe learn more about Chris, an understanding of the world that we live in and what these people are going through in order to protect and serve. And wherever you, as I said, lie politically, I think it's a really thought-provoking and poignant story, and I think we have a lot to be thankful for.
Sure. I know I learned a lot just by watching it.
Me too.
Clint Eastwood and Rob Lorenz, I know his collaborator. Yeah. How was that, working with those two?
They're such a great team. Clint was just everything that I'd hoped he would be and more, and I still can't believe that I got to make a film with him. He's been a huge icon of mine my entire life, and to be able to go to work every day and see this man and be directed by him was a dream come true. So I couldn't have been in better hands, and I couldn't have had a greater experience making this if I tried.
Oh, that is so wonderful. I want to thank you so much for speaking with me today, and best of luck with the film.
Thank you very much. Thank you.